Homestead-Miami Speedway, site of the final race of the 2017 Dynasty Racing League Winter Series. I'm Martin Wenzel. 120 miles to determine the winter champion. Blake Griffith was in the driver's seat to win, with James Pandoff, Bradley Freeman, and Clay Phillips hoping to somehow get past him for the championship. Wade Hustad started on the pole in his second DRL race. Burrows in second. Marcus Ruckman made his only winter start, followed by championship contenders Clay Phillips and Blake Griffith. Wenzel qualified 10th, but started from the rear of the field due to not racing in the split race. Another gravelly track as Hustad takes the green flag. Trouble immediately in turn one as Garrett Maines took it 4 wide, making contact with Griffith and Clay Phillips on the outside, collecting much of the field. Hustad, Ruckman, and Burrows escape unscathed, along with Eric Johnson on the bottom of that 4 wide. Looks like Spencer Tart made it through, and Wenzel is able to avoid everything in last place. On board with Garrett Maines starting in 6th. Aggressive, immediately trying to get past Griffith and Phillips entering turn 1, and runs out of space quickly, wrecking both Phillips and Griffith. First of many views from Wenzel's truck, braking, and comes to a complete stop to avoid contact with Clay Phillips rolling down the track. Lap 11, battle for 13th between Mark Vega and Daniel Hallis. Vega moves down the track, unaware that Hallis was in that line, and ends up in the wall and contact with Bradley Freeman. Freeman down the track, contact with Drake and William Edwards, and Drake back up the track into Griffith, essentially ending Griffith's day after having already used his faster pair following the first caution. Lap 16, Brandon Dalton in the 85 and John Mullins in the 64 made contact, sending Mullins into the wall of turn 4. Unfortunately, Wenzel, taking the high line, was unable to get enough brake or move down the track to avoid the slowed 64, bringing out the 3rd caution and forcing Wenzel to use his faster pair. Dustin Musel also caught up and lost his engine. Lap 29, Daniel Hallis and Ryan Hesgaard battling. A bump going into turn 1 sends Hesgaard up the track, then he nearly hits Hallis, crossing over on the backstretch. Then moves over and seems to turn Hallis, intentional or setting up to enter turn 3. But that brings out the 4th caution as Hesgaard hits the inside guardrail hard, losing his engine, and he must have used his fast repair already as he coasts down the road course to his trailer. Restart lap 34, Garrett Maines gets a big jump and moves to the outside of Eric Johnson, making it 3 wide at the line with Ruckman on the inside. Going through turn 1, Maines on the high line falls out of the top 3 as Ruckman, Johnson, and Burrows find speed on the low side. Lap 44, Brandon Dalton tries to move to the outside but catches Richard Springer's front end and is turned left into Clay Phillips. Both go for a spin. Springer gets clear along with James Pandoff. Wenzel is just able to sneak by Phillips, but J.R. Hager is not as lucky. On board with Wenzel again, smoke ahead. Wenzel full bore, trying to get by before the trucks come back up. A little modulation on the accelerator and sneaks by before the door shuts. Lap 67, Maines in second catches the wall going into turn 3. Marcus Ruckman and Eric Johnson move into 2nd and 3rd. But Maines doesn't give up and makes it 3 wide going into lap 68. Contact with Johnson going into turn 1, and Johnson slides up into Ruckman, giving Maines an easy path back into 2nd place. Lap 71, J.R. Hager catches the wall in front of Springer, Pandoff, Musel, and Wenzel losing a ton of speed and positions. Pandoff, Springer, and Musel move into the top 10, with Wenzel looking to gain another position at the expense of Hager. Lap 74, same group. Springer falls back to 11th, battling with J.R. Hager, but Hager catches the wall again. Wenzel slips by as Hager tries to regain control of his truck, but overcorrects and hits the wall head-on, bringing out the 6th yellow flag. And that will make the race come down to a final 2-lap shootout. Most of the field came down pit lane for fresh tires, but Eric Johnson and Casey Drake stayed out on 30-lap old tires. Risky move with 2 green flag laps. On the restart, Johnson gets a great jump, followed by Casey Drake and Wade Hustad. 3 wide, Maines, Ruckman, and Burrows behind them. Drake seems to be holding up the field a little bit, and that is good news for Johnson. 4 wide as Drake begins to fade. Hustad, Burrows, and Ruckman easily move past Johnson on the backstretch. tight race in the top 4 between Hustad, Burrows, Ruckman, and Maines. Spencer Tart just behind in 5th as the white flag comes out. Further back, Drake and Johnson continue their free fall as Wenzel, Musel, and Springer work their way into the top 10 on the final lap. And Hustad captures his first DRL win at Homestead. Burrows, Ruckman, and Maines finish 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Christopher Pope just edges out Spencer Tart for 5th, 3 wide for 9th, Johnson, Springer, and Wenzel. Blake Griffith was able to put in some more laps, finishing 44 laps down in 20th, and is able to hang on for the 2017 DRL Winter Series Championship. Wade Hustad dominated the race, leading 69 laps. 6 cautions and 10 lead changes for a pretty exciting and close finish for the final race of the DRL Winter Series. Next week, Tuesday, the 2018 Dynasty Racing League season starts at Daytona International Speedway with a triple header of sorts. All the 2017 winners and pole sitters competing in the DRL Shootout 100 miles of racing at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on DRL TV. Then at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, the DRL Daytona Duels will determine the starting order for the Daytona 250 with 125 miles of racing. One of the duels will be broadcast on DRL TV. Tune in on Tuesday, February 13th at 7:25 for full coverage of the DRL Shootout and Duels at Daytona. Thanks to David Wellborn, Daniel Hallis, and Tater Bowen for broadcasting the race live. Thanks to all the members of Dynasty Racing League who host practices, share setups, help with paints, graphics, and securing sponsorships. A big thank you to all the great racers that make Dynasty Racing League the best league on iRacing. This is your league, and your feedback makes the league better every race. Congratulations to Blake Griffith for winning the DRL 2017 Winter Series Championship. I'm Martin Wenzel. Until next time, from all of us at Dynasty Racing League, take care and happy racing.